Okay, so I guess I'm gonna continue this. It's Tales from the Psych Ward time. As I said, I'd continue it. Um, so I'm not really going to be talking about my second mental hospital experience because it was the same mental hospital, and I feel like the experience was too similar to the first video which I talked about. It would have basically almost been the same video. So I'm going to be talking about the second mental hospital I was in, which I think was my third or fourth time being hospitalized. So the second mental hospital was different. And I was only there because the one they normally would have taken me to in my area was it was full, so they couldn't send me there. So the second mental hospital I was in, because I was only in two. Uh, the other one I kind of lost count how many times I was in, and the second one I was in two times. So the mental hospital experience of the second mental hospital I was in was it's kind of getting dark. Hold up. There we go. That's better. Uh, so the second mental hospital I was in, it was different that you could talk to people in the day room. In the first one, you had to be on level 2 in order to talk to anyone. And like I said, I asked if the people on the adult unit have to go through that. And they said no, so it was kind of like a funny experience like that. But in the second one, you could talk to people, but you couldn't pick whatever food items you wanted. In the first one, they gave you it was actually kind of nice. They gave you like a piece of paper, and you got to pick what you wanted for lunch, or or dinner or something like that. You just filled it out. Uh, in the second one, you didn't do that. They just gave you what they made that day. Unless you were on level, they didn't really have a level system. They just didn't really want you to go downstairs into the cafeteria, until your psychiatrist decided you were ready. And they had a courtyard in that one too. The first one didn't really have a courtyard. It was just a hospital, really. It had day room. It had rooms that kind of looked like college dorm rooms. The rooms in the second one kind of, I hate to say, kind of looked like what you'd imagine juvie rooms to be in. It wasn't as bad as prison, but it kind of looked like juvie, if you know what I mean. Except the bathrooms had their own, were separated by a door, you know, like normal. And I found out that mental hospital specialized in having people who were court ordered. So a lot of the kids there, a lot of the teenagers there, back then were court ordered to be there because they had behavioral issues. That's what they specialized in. And they didn't have enough room to put me on the regular side that wasn't court ordered. So they ended up putting me on the court ordered side. Let me tell you guys how that was. Okay, just had to get some water. Anyway, so let me tell you guys how that was like. Uh, on the court ordered side, they moved me into a room with three guys demanding my breakfast all of a sudden. Yeah, here's a quick turn. Hold up, let me just close that door really quick. Okay, that's a lot better with that door closed. Okay, so they were demanding my breakfast, and then, I kept saying, no, no. They kept messing with me, trying to start shit. And then They kept me in that room because they didn't have enough room on the side that wasn't court ordered. And this continued until I finally had enough, and I literally slugged one of them, you know. And luckily, the third one wasn't there because he was like this really big black kid who, I'm not gonna lie, he looked like he could have kicked my ass, but the other two, one was this white kid with a Justin Bieber haircut who acted like a complete wannabe gangster, and the second one was a short fat kid with some pretty big Risperdal titties, you know. uh, I'm like, obviously a guy like that would want my breakfast. But these two I actually handled quite well, you know. And after that fight, that's when they moved me to a solitary type cell where that had like a you know bed with restraint like that you could restrain someone on with restraints, and then after that they moved me to the side which wasn't court ordered, which was a lot nicer. You know, actually developed some, friendships with people there, but I didn't really continue seeing them after, you know, after they moved me, you know. So let's see, it's pretty much about it. I mean, there were some unique characters there, though that was more of the first time I was there. Yeah, there's this one kid over there for some weird reason that kept shitting himself. And no one wanted to sit next to him for obvious reasons. Uh, and I remember, forgot to mention one part that when I was still on the court ordered side, there was this, there was this like, one like really short, skinny, like white kid that kept messing with like this. He kept trying to act tough, but he kept bullying this one black kid that was sort of quiet about it. You know what I mean? Until one day he had enough, and he stood up, walked up to him, and the kid looked like he was ready to fight, like Scrappy Doo. Like he wanted to go at him, but before he could do anything, this black kid just slugged him in his eye, and the kid fell down so fast. And the worker or the orderly or the social worker, whatever you want to call him, just grabbed him. After he was down on the ground, he grabbed him and he just escorted him out. And he was just screaming with pure rage while getting restrained. And that kid really had issues. I never seen anyone who had issues like him before. Because I remember after they moved me to the side that wasn't court ordered, the same kid lashed out for some reason because he shit his bed. I shit you guys not. He lashed out again later during my stay because he shit his bed. And I heard about it back when I was on the unit that wasn't court ordered, because there was a nurse's station that was sort of separating the two sides. Like one side was over here, one side was over there, and there was a nurse's station in the middle separating them. You know what I mean? So yeah, I heard about it. He was like screaming in pure rage again, and he had to be restrained. You know what I mean? Again, from what I heard, but everyone was laughing about it, right? Like on both sides, the court ordered side and the side that wasn't court ordered, which I was on later. When they had a room. Though I think they had a room before because they really moved me there after I got into a fight. Really. Funny. I mean, that mental hospital was criticized in the reviews for, having really bad protocol. Um, so yeah, I mean, that's basically about it. That's oh, hold up. Trying to think. There was this one kid that looked with this one guy that was there who was like I think 18. They still kept him there because sometimes when someone turns 18 in the psych ward, they don't necessarily move him to the adult unit if they're still in high school. So I think that was the case with him. And I remember he looked like Charles Manson, but he was like overweight. So he looked like an overweight Charles Manson. And he was autistic, but he was too high functioning, I guess, to keep on the autistic unit. And he wasn't, gangster enough to keep on the court ordered unit. He wasn't like, that crazy. So they just kept him on the side that wasn't court ordered. But he looked like he never cut his hair or shaved. So he had like this huge beard and like a bunch of like grown out hair, like straight up, like uh, he looked like Charles Manson, kind of. So that's another interesting one, and that's basically about it. Almost. I mean, I remember there was the staff member there, this old black dude in his 60s. Who was actually quite nice. He was one of the social workers, and his nickname was Pops on the unit. Everyone called him Pops. And he was actually a pretty cool guy. He actually tried to help people out, which is interesting because a lot of mental hospital staff, it looks like they get fed up with dealing with a lot of people. So seeing someone that actually, like seeing someone who was in that field for so long and puts heart into it and actually tries to help people get better, that was honestly a really nice thing to say. I mean, a really nice thing to see. You know what I mean? But that's about it. And I might continue, this Tales from the Psych Ward thing since I have been doing videos reviewing my various medications I was on throughout the years and all that. So I might continue, the Tales from the Psych Ward, I guess, which is what I'm gonna call this. But I don't know how to go forth at it because a lot of my mental hospital experiences were quite similar. I mean, half the time you're either in your room or in the day room, and then the nurse calls you over to take your medication, and you either take it or you don't, or if you're court ordered, you have to take it. I guess I don't know how they would force teenagers to do that. If anyone knows, tell me in the comment section. I guess the comment section below, like Ray William Johnson used to say back when he was popular on YouTube. But like I said, most of my psychiatric hospital experiences were quite similar. And I'm telling you guys this one because this mental hospital was kind of different from the last one. But yeah, that's about it. So to anyone who had to go through this, to anyone who had to go through a similar experience like me, stay strong. That's all you can do. Anyway, stay strong, my people. Stay strong.